Hello there, this is Nitya. So today what I wanted to share with you guys is a bit of the characteristics and the attributes and the common qualities that I have noticed with the men who experience premature ejaculation. So in my work with men who experience PE, I have, and together with my studies in human behavior, I've noticed that there's common traits that these men have. And that doesn't mean that every single man with PE is the same, not at all. But my guess is that if you are a man who's struggling with PE, you might recognize yourself in what I'm going to share with you. So these qualities and common denominators of these men are, possibly part of the reason why they haven't yet shifted their problem, why the problem has persisted. It could be one of the reasons. I'm sure it's not all the reasons, but it's also some of the qualities of this man is also the reason that's going to support them in moving forward. It's also some of the greatness about them that's actually going to help them to shift this once they decide to do that. So let's get into it. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below or in a private message. Or any insights that you have, please let me know. Always happy to hear. And what is it about these men? So firstly, they are very sensitive and sweet and sensual and passionate men who have a very strong sexual energy within them. They're very passionate men. And being so sensitive, it's like you can almost feel them tremble. Not always, but quite often you can almost feel that high charge of sexual energy that they carry within them. And they're also incredibly smart. They're incredibly bright and smart and intelligent and often intellectual men who tend to spend a lot of the time in their heads thinking. They're the analyzing type. And being someone then who has a lot of sexual energy at the same time, but being someone who spends most of the time in their head thinking, there's a gap there. And which is part of the reason why these men struggle with mastering their ejaculations, because they have a strong, passionate energy and they're spending most of the time in their heads. So it's a bit like the body's left alone with all that passion. And these men, they are very smart, they're very intelligent, and they're also very sensitive and mild-mannered. They're not the type of person who likes big sort of emotional displays. They're mild-mannered, softly spoken. They don't like the limelight but prefer to hang a bit in the background. They being the thinking and analyzing type, they really like to have their facts right. In fact, they pride themselves on getting, the facts right and getting things correct. It's very important for them to get things right. They are afraid of being disrespected and dishonored, so they're often a bit mistrusting and hesitant when it comes to moving forward and making decisions. They prefer to think things through again and again and again, and in this way they often don't move forward on making decisions very quickly. Sometimes because they're also shy, they don't make decisions when it might have been a very good thing to do to move forward. So these guys, they're very beautiful men, they're very caring and loving, often the one who feels that they want the most in a relationship, want more than their partner out of the relationship, and very genuine and sweet and caring and honest and reliable and trustworthy and committed once they are committing to something. So there was these men, they've often been brought up in a family where maybe the father had also had this kind of energy, or if not in this society, sex is still a taboo in many ways, and having had to repress the sexual energy from an early age and maybe being encouraged to be, thinking and analyzing things, this is the way these guys have been living their life from when they were young. And so a path forward here, in 3 simple points that I want to highlight today for these men would be, first of all, is to celebrate your sexual energy. The fact that you have a really potent and strong and powerful and passionate sexual energy, and that is a great thing. So really, that's something I really want to pass on to you, if this is you, if you're a man who struggled with PE, that your strong sexual energy is an amazing thing. And the step number 2 is to get into the body. So in so many areas of life, we are encouraged all the time to think and analyze things in our head. And when it comes to sex and making love, it gets to a point when we need to let go of the mind and get into the body. So the journey forward has so much to do with getting into the body. And some of you might have been doing sports and everything, but usually there's in the area around the pelvis and the groin, where there's some kind of disconnect, where you are not fully embodied, not fully in your body. And I know this is an elusive concept, because when we are not fully embodied, we're usually not aware of that. But when we get back into the body through various practices, that's when we begin to notice that, wow, where have I been? I have not been feeling myself. I've been a bit numb or disconnected, or in some kind of locked down mode inside my body, which doesn't help, which is not helping on the path forward. So to get into the body is crucial for these men. And the third thing I want to mention is the tendency for these guys to analyze and overthink, and believing that they need to have all the facts right before making decision. That is sometimes holding them back. It's sometimes stopping you from taking action when action is the right thing. And so what I want to encourage you here is to take the chance to begin to make quicker decisions. And you can do that in many different ways. In small matters in daily life, where normally you would maybe think and think again, take the chance to make a quick decision and notice what happens. So like this, we're training the muscle of decision making and backing ourselves to move forward where it matters. So that's all for today. Let me know what you think about this. I hope to hear from you, and have an awesome day. Thank you for listening in. Bye bye.